brew.
Cold brew.
It's freezing out.
Yeah. It's 10 degrees outside. He's got cold brew. But you know what? I can't. I
Yeah,
got
you have to say it too.
Iced coffee. Got to go iced coffee in the morning. All right, let's wait for a couple people to join us.
Let's get some people
here,
in here.
and then we're gonna chat in a second, guys.
Let me bring some stuff here on the screen. Golficity.
We've got a lot to talk about. Drinking coffee, talking golf.
That's it. That's what it's all about.
That's what
That's what this new show is.
Two of our favorite things on earth to do. All right, so Mike, let's kick this thing off. Let's go.
Let's do it. Good morning. Happy Friday. Cheers, dude, by the way. Happy
Cheers.
Friday.
Cheers.
Welcome to the first ever Coffee and Golf. This is going to be a live show. We're going to bring it to you hopefully every Friday, and we're going to talk all things golf and just drink coffee and hang out.
Hey, it doesn't get easier than that.
I can't really explain it anymore.
But here's the thing. We're going to talk about all the most trending topics on Golficity and in the Golficity app. Lots of great stuff going on with the PGA Tour being back. But, you know, kind of like what we used to do with Twig where we got to talk about stuff, we always wanted a way that we could have you guys join the conversation. So that's the whole idea behind Coffee and Golf. Throw your 2 cents in the comments. We're going to add some of you to the show here, and that way we can get some of your feedback because, like I said, we've got a lot of PGA Tour news to talk about and a whole lot of other things.
A whole lot of things. So wait, where are we live right now? Let's shout them out.
So we are live on Facebook, on Twitter, Twitch, in the Facebook group. If you're not already part of the
YouTube,
Facebook group,
yep.
YouTube, of course. So we're live everywhere.
I think we nailed them all.
And the comments are starting to come in. Great to see you guys joining us here. Thank you so much. Remember, guys, you're going to comment some of your own takes on some of the topics we're going to talk about today. But again, hey, man, it's all about, like I said, just having some coffee and talking golf, which is pretty much how we start our days off here at Golficity on Fridays anyway. So we figured, hey, why not have you guys join us? And look, some of you are. Robert says he's got his coffee reloaded. He's ready to go. Cheers,
yeah,
Robert.
Cheers to you.
All right. What better thing to do? So let's kick it right off, Mike. Yeah, let's just dive into it. I know you got something. You want to talk a little bit about Koepka, right?
I want to start off with Brooks Koepka. All right, so Brooks has been trending a lot lately. Is he going to be the Brooks of old?
Right.
And recently he comes out, he fires his swing coach, Claude Harmon, right? This guy's been with him for years, I think since 2013.
Yeah, here he is with Claude.
And, and you know, Eric Benzenberg, one of our writers, did a piece on the site talking about this. And Brooks not only going through injury problems, but he's also recently been spotted doing with an equipment change, switching the old Srixons.
Right, I got a little picture here we had from his bag.
You see that? All right. So,
which Koepka's kind of always been brand agnostic, and he has made changes before, but we've also seen him come back very often to what works.
Right. You like to see that, but the big question...
I'm checking these comments as we go. Jay said he got COVID. Love the vids. Make me very happy. Jay, I hope you feel better.
Get you through COVID.
Hey, man. Hope you're feeling all right. Yeah, that's tough. All right, go ahead. I cut you off. And
no worries.
The comments are flying in. We'll try to bring as many of you guys in, obviously, as we can on the show. But if you got any of your own opinions on Koepka, we're talking Koepka right now.
Koepka.
So go ahead, Mike. As you were saying.
No, I mean, it's just, you know, last week, I believe it was last week, I was a guest on Michael Breed's Sirius XM satellite radio on PGA Tour radio, and he said to me, Mike, it was a Friday. It was the American Express, I believe, and Brooks finished even par that day. But I believe the leader that day was -8. So to me, I said, Michael, he goes, what do you like about Brooks? I go, I got to be honest with you. It was a boring round. He shot a boring round. And Breed was like, well, what was so boring about it? I mean, he hit 11 out of 14 fairways. The guy looks pretty good. I go, no, I'm not buying his stock yet. He didn't have that exciting, that's a field he should have dominated in, is what I was trying to say.
Right.
And at that point, I just kind of wrote Brooks off. Sure enough, the guy went on, missed the cut.
And that's kind of what we see out of Brooks. He either dominates or he just makes no waves, you know.
That's it.
But this is a big wave, right? So he is making that change. He's been with Claude for a long time, as you said, and going through that, like you look at that major, kind of trophy room there, and you think, why would a guy like that make a change? So I want to get your take on it, Mike. We're going to put 60 seconds on the clock.
Okay.
We're going to put you on the spot. Are you ready? Give us your take on if it was the right move.
All right. Well, I think so. And I really like when these guys make a big change. It's almost like, all right, something isn't working anymore. And hold on, I'm going to bring something up while we're talking. I know I got 60 seconds. Hang on. I got to use my time wisely.
As you do.
Here.
Trey says, dude's got swag. Brooks will be back. I'm just battling that knee.
Yeah, just battling that knee. So obviously Claude Harmon devastated. For you guys who don't know Claude, he's the son of Butch Harmon, the popular coach of all the pros, really at some point in their career. And we're going to talk about Butch in a second, but we're back to Claude. He said something interesting. He said when we first met, meaning him and Brooks, he asked him what his goals were. He said he wanted to be number one in the world, win multiple majors, and play for the USA in Ryder Cup and President Cup teams. I am proud that I was a part of the team that helped him achieve those goals. So right there, Claude Harmon, he did all that. He helped him achieve those goals, but something ended at some point over the last year, whether the injury led him down another path, whether he lost something in his game.
Your time's up.
I think it was a good move. Move on, Brooks. Find
Good
someone new.
move. Okay, so wrapping that up, Mike said it's a good move. I tell you what, I think sometimes you got to change things up, even if it's a winning way. But I think ultimately, as we saw in the comments there, it's that injury. I think although he's kind of private about some of this stuff, although he says he's better and he's feeling better, I think there's some hesitation. And, as we saw, we've seen it with Tiger and some of the other guys in the past. Even if you're feeling all right, sometimes you're still protecting that injury.
Of course.
So that could be, it could be. But what we saw, like I said, the changes in equipment, I'm just seeing a lot of comments coming in here about talking about Brooks' change in equipment. So appreciate that. But he's a guy who, if nothing else, is testing. And all we can really say ultimately is we have to just wait for the majors, because that's when he really shows up.
Yep.
And we just don't know what Brooks you're going to get. But
hey, we're going to see.
Exactly. All right. You mentioned something about, I think, Butch. We wanted to also talk about Spieth, right?
Yeah, it makes you think, why hasn't Spieth parted ways with Cam McCormick?
Right.
Here's a classic. The guy was so dominant in 2015. Basically, and what's so interesting about Spieth, and I'm a huge fan of Jordan Spieth. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for the guy to get back to the way he was.
Right.
But everyone's talking about Rory. Can Rory get the career slam at Augusta? You realize Jordan can win the career slam if he wins a PGA championship. But no one thinks about it because everyone's kind of written him off. And I think that's kind of unfair. But he's sticking with Cam. There was a rumor that he was going to dump Cam and hire Butch. But what was that? He just reached out to Butch?
Yeah, so we see that, and this is where obviously as soon as these guys start talking to each other, the speculation starts to fly, because the speculation's been kind of there, written on the wall ever since Jordan took that downturn, that he's going to possibly make a change with his coach. But I think Butch kind of just nipped that right in the bud. Let's see, I've got his quote here, and Butch said, he asked if I could come over and take a look at what he and Cam were working on. So there shows you that he did reach out.
Yep.
Harmon said on Sirius XM PGA Tour Radio, he goes, I agree with most of the stuff they were working on. I thought I was going to have to change his club face at the top of the swing. He gets very open with that weak left-handed grip. He said, but they had been working beautifully on that. I didn't think that he was turning enough. If you don't wind stuff up, you can't unwind it. So he gave his 2 cents a little bit, but it sounds like he was saying that he felt like they were right on track with what they should be working on. And maybe ultimately it's not the coach. I've always said, and we talk about this on the podcast, that I think it's a mental game coach that he needs, because his ability is there.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's just something that's kind of blocking him up as far as just having that confidence again.
Something, and like I said to Breed as well, I said, show me something like a top 10. You don't have to win for me, Jordan. Just show me a top 10. Show me life, and then I'll be able to start buying the stock again.
Frank Rodriguez here says Jordan is under the radar, but he will come around. Short game is genius.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when his putter starts getting hot again, without a doubt. Hey, I want to take a quick pause, because I see so many of these comments coming in about the giveaways.
Yeah, I see that.
So just take a quick sidebar. I know we're talking a lot of trending golf news right now, but we have at least 3 big giveaways going on right now, and we'll be selecting and announcing those winners on social in the next probably 7 to 10 days. We just want to give people a little bit of time to enter, people who may have just seen the videos just drop. So that's the ShotScope rangefinder, the year's supply of Pro V1 and Pro V1X. And then we even have a video yesterday with these salted smart insoles, which are so cool. I was using them last night in my house, just working on balance. So there's a lot of great ones. Make sure you guys get entered, and make sure you're following us on all the social channels. We will announce all of those. But I want to make sure I put that out there, because I have seen a lot of questions coming in about that, and I'm trying to keep up with you guys' comments. You guys are the best for how many comments we're getting in here. All right. So where were we at?
We were talking about Jordan and Butch,
Yes.
and even one quick thing I want to wrap it up. But even Rory reached out to Butch.
Yes, he
he
did.
reached out right after the Masters or so, sometime last year. He's actually spent 4.5 hours with him. He said the one thing I love about. Oh, where's that quote? I want to just pull it up right here. Bop bop bop. I might not have it here. Anyway, he went and spent about 4.5 hours with him, and Butch was saying that Rory called him. He just wanted to make sure things were working the right way, and that's pretty cool.
Hey, why not get a check-in with Butch every once in a while?
So I'm going to call Butch after the show.
You going to check in?
And check. You going to check in? Let's all check in with Butch.
Butch, my divots keep getting deeper and deeper.
We're going to post his phone number at the bottom of the screen here, guys.
Right. Actually, this would be the perfect time for you to play. The ground is so frozen. It would be like, who wins?
Dude, I would break my wrist. You realize that?
I think you would break your wrist.
I go deep into that ground.
Oh, my God.
When is Ricky? Okay, so I don't want to get caught up in these.
Here, Bryce says, if Rory dials the wedges, it's over for everyone else. And that, look, it is so true that Rory is a guy who, although it's funny that we're disappointed when we don't see him win, and the reality is he's still winning. He's winning, if you look at his stats, he's winning regularly on tour.
Yeah.
Right? But when we see him and he's not quite getting those majors, it's just like we're somehow disappointed. But he's in the mix, and it could happen. It's just a matter of if it's just something clicking that week. It could be short game putting, whatever it may be.
That's it, yep.
But he's got all aspects of the game. He's got the long ball to short. We all talk about what DeChambeau's doing with shortening courses, but the reality is that Rory's got the long ball too. He can shorten those courses up. Like Dustin Johnson, we see talking about Dustin Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
But think about what I'm saying there. Strength of field, man. I mean, these majors, when, yes, you can be, have all the chops to win, but then don't forget who you look down the rest of that field and you see guys like Dustin Johnson, who's just like inhuman when he's performing at his best.
The right word.
Brooks Koepka, that wild card that could anytime come in and just win a major.
Yep.
There's just so many big names in there that you have to compete with. It's just something else. Let's see here. Preston says, dig deep, baby. That's great. All right. Man drives like a beast, Jake says.
That's great.
Talking about Rory, which is so true. I mean, I'm so happy to see him back in the field this week.
I'm stoked.
I love to throw on, PGA Tour's YouTube channel and watch those 3-minute highlight reels and you just look at Rory just smashing the ball for 3 minutes and tell me that doesn't make you want to go out and play some golf. That's for sure. All right. What else we got?
All right, let's move on. You want to talk about little JD?
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about...
By the way, there's a course vlog I want to do with you one day. Just the two, you and me and little JD.
Yeah.
Because, little John Daly, you guys probably have seen rising sensation, just like his dad. Dude's got a swing.
Yeah,
Dude's got a swing. He just had...
Here he is signing.
The recent news.
Truly following in his footsteps.
Following in the dad's footsteps.
Signing with the Razorbacks.
University of Arkansas. It's got to be a proud moment for his dad.
Yeah, and I mean, this kid's so much more than just his father's name. Individually, he really is a player. Look at this swing here, Michael.
You can tell this kid grinds just by looking at his swing.
Look at this. I mean, it's power, but it's just so smooth too.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fluid, smooth, controlled swing. I mean, we remember growing up watching John Daly, and it was like it was insanity.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That how far he'd bring that club back. What do you do? But yeah, I mean, I think that he's also learned a lot about the game from his father, but you can tell too he's someone who's got a real desire.
Definitely, you can tell he's a competitor, and it's funny. Woe Wright says, not so little John Daly though. Yeah, I mean he's bigger than us.
Yeah.
We've got 20 years on the kid, and he's bigger than us.
And drives
the ball further than us.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'd love to do? I'd love to go to Bay Hill with him and have him recreate his father's shot, where he scored a 13 on that hole trying to drive it over. Remember that hole when you played with the wraparound?
I remember it because I birdied it, baby. I birdied it.
Didn't quite take as aggressive
of
a line.
I wasn't going to do that in Pro-Am. Could you imagine?
It is a wild hole to look at.
Pull a tin cup in the middle of the Pro-Am and Molinari just sitting there with his arm. No.
Yeah. This kid is for real. He is for real. But I'm happy to see him. He's taking the right steps, doing the college route and stuff like that. And I think it's only a matter of time before we see him on tour. How old is Daly Jr.? If
he's got to be 16, 17 if he's committing to college, right?
Yeah, right?
He's got to be in that ballpark.
Unless he's committing. His kid's got a baby face.
Yeah.
He looks young, doesn't he?
He's got a baby face. Pete McCann, cheers in Tokyo. Can this be beer in golf? Sure.
Yeah, maybe not at the time it is here in New York, New Jersey, but
we adjust.
We adjust
the time zones. Guys.
We do have some. We have actually just landed at the front door today.
Ready to drink.
Ready to drink espresso martinis, which we thought for a second. We're like, maybe it's still coffee and golf, right?
Yeah,
but
it's still coffee and golf. This is great. George says he thinks he's 13 or 15. Jake says 17. It's confirmed he's 17. All right, so that
17 years old.
I want to
13 or 15, but yeah, he's got a baby face. Yeah, kid looks.
I want to take him on course vlog. Let's go. I'm calling you out, Little John Daly.
It would have to be hit. Our best ball. There's no. Otherwise, there's no.
I think I could beat him straight up.
And that's the show, folks.
Right?
All right, yeah, that's the show. Let's see. I've got some fun little sound effects here. Let's see if we can go to the judges and see what they say on that. Yeah, that's a no. That's a no. That's going to be a no for me, dog. Here, Frank says he's going to destroy you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
We'll play 9 holes and take that score against his 18. How's that?
Yeah. I take that back.
Take that back. Yeah. Yeah.
Little John could be
drop
playing
the mic.
left-handed.
Jake says drop the mic.
Everyone is just, yeah. All right. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, left-handed. Now, that seems like a fairer fight. Let him. He'll play left-handed. We'll play righty. And it'll be a straight money game. Yeah.
I think so. I mean, even Charlie Woods can beat us. So
I am always surprised at how well all those PGA Tour players can swing lefty.
It amazes me.
It just shows you their utter coordination.
Like they're natural.
Because it's kind of funny. We talked about on the podcast. We both got lefty clubs. One club just to see if we could do it. And my God, is it hard?
Yep, it is hard. Jake wants us to debate Starbucks versus Dunkin'.
Starbucks versus You know what? Honestly, whichever one's closer.
Whatever one's easier.
There just so happens to be on his ride in, there's a Starbucks, and on my ride in, there's a Dunkin'.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'll take a
of
black iced coffee in either one if you're buying. All right.
Really? But if you had to pick right now,
if I had to pick
next
right
to each
now,
other?
I do prefer the Starbucks. It's
stronger,
a little
right?
bit stronger.
Yeah.
On the black.
A little watered down.
But I'll tell you what, the Dunkin', it's close. I'm okay with it. You know what bothers me though is Dunkin' did away with their Dunkin' dark iced. I was Dunkin'
They
dark
did away?
iced.
Why is it like
I don't know.
strong?
Sometimes they go off the menu. So now the regular brew ice is not quite my thing. I like that a little bit.
There's a lot of things about these little fast food places that I didn't know that you can get. Did you know you can get a Monster Mac, which is 8 patties on a Big Mac?
Jesus.
And they know about it, but nobody knows about it. You ordered it, they're going to make it for you. I heard it's like $12.
And then you just drive right to the hospital?
Directly.
Right to the hospital.
I could be wrong, but I saw it on TikTok.
That is the opposite of when we were at the PGA show 2 years ago, and we drove through McDonald's, and I ordered it with meat, but there was no meat.
But you just got the bun.
It was just the bun with nothing inside of it. They forgot to put it in. Unbelievable.
That's where we go from Little John Daly all the way down to that
Adam
path.
says Dunkin' is peasant coffee.
Interesting, yeah.
All right.
Little
But
John.
hey, look, we're split down the middle. Robert says Dunkin'.
New Dunkin'.
Joe Woke says New Dunkin' Midnight. But Joe, they don't do it in iced. I asked him the other day. They only do it in hot. I'm like, what are they doing?
Little John will beat you barefoot.
Yeah.
Little John bashing is still coming in. This is great.
Bernardo just asked what to do for starting a YouTube channel. Just go have fun, man. We said golf is all about enjoying the game. That's all this show is kind of evidence of that, of what we said. All we wanted to ever do was create the type of content that we wanted to see.
Yeah.
So today we wanted to see some guys having their morning coffee and talking golf. So that's what we're doing. And that's what we've always done with the channel. Just go out and make the kind of content that we would want to sit down and watch.
That's
and
it.
hopefully you guys
exactly
enjoy it too. So that would be our tip. That's for sure.
Next Friday,
Chris says Starbucks is trash.
You see?
Man, we are polarized on the coffee debate.
Free bypass with the Monster Mac. Yeah, there's a big debate here on the coffee. It's going to be split, I think, down the middle. I think it's a Pepsi Coke thing, right?
Yeah, it basically. Well, I don't know. I feel like I'm far more polarized than Pepsi Coke. I'm a Coke guy. I don't like Pepsi. But I'll drink Dunkin'. I'll drink Starbucks, whatever. Black
Could you
coffee.
tolerate a Pepsi?
I could tolerate
like a summer picnic on a cold day, in a hot day, if there's nothing there. Come on.
I could tolerate it.
I'm bringing him a Pepsi on the next round.
All right, see.
Next Friday, we'll have to switch up the coffee. I might go for a local cafe in town and get one of their brews.
I might have to pick it up for me.
I'll have to pick it up for you.
All right. We could debate this all day.
Yeah, we could
for
debate
sure.
all day.
Let's get back to
We're
coffee.
going to get back to golf before we go back to coffee.
Oh, wait. I got to add this. Scott says, iced coffee. He says, but it's not quite the same in the UK. And he's right, because we didn't know what to drink when we were over there for YouTube Golf Day. They had like this machine that would just make like
I
sort
don't know
of
what it was.
espresso. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know what it was.
But it's hard to get a regular iced coffee.
I mean, I'll tell you what. The Starbucks.
at least where we were. We
the
gotta
s-
have to travel again.
The Starbucks we found in St. Andrews did a decent job.
Yes.
Their breakfast food wasn't as good,
We hit that Starbucks every
but the
single
coffee was
morning.
delicious. Yeah, they did it
we
great.
did. All right.
All right.
Let's see. All right. Well, let's go back to what we were talking about. So we were
we got
talking
this-
about John Daly.
we got a
talked
fun
about
little
his
segment
swing.
coming up now.
Yes, but we got a fun little segment.
This is
here.
a segment you never want to be.
You don't want to be
featured in.
highlighted
Yeah,
here. But
yeah.
this is our heartbreak of the week. We
Heartbreak
need
of
to
the
add
week.
some sound to this.
Of the week. Of the week. Something like that. Like, oh, yeah.
Heartbreak of the week. All right, so this one, I God bless people for sharing these. I love that. You got to be not bashful about sharing some of these shots.
Yeah.
But this one, and I always like this where they say like, how, hashtag golf is hard. Check this one out here, Mike. This was on Instagram this week. Mm-hmm. And here he is setting up for a
This
wedge
is great
shot.
because a nice little wedge shot. Now it looks good when it hits the green. He's like, all right. I see
It
the
looks
flag.
good. Yeah, it's right
Play
side.
the right side. The caddy
He's
says.
actually willing it over to
Yeah,
the left.
little
He's
walk
like,
off.
he's like, go. He's like, move left. But right about here is when he starts
That's
screaming,
when I start
stop.
to panic. That's when I start my panic. There you go.
And then splash. So safely on the right side. I'll do that one more time for you guys. Safely on the right side to in the water here. Heartbreak of the week. Now, you guys can drop your comments on your take on this. I think it's funny. It makes that topical, quick, funny, like laugh. But the reality is, if you look at this, it's hard to see from this camera angle. He really does come up about 20 yards short
Yeah,
of
it is
the
a little bit
green.
deceiving. He came up way short.
I mean, because we've seen some of those videos on Instagram and on Twitter and stuff where guys hit the green. It's kind of like Augusta.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're just short of the pin and you're all the way back and
back.
into the water. In this case, though, and everybody's immediately ready to say, like, the groundskeeper must have had a bad day. The greenskeeper must have had a great.
There you go.
Whatever.
Greenskeeper needs to check himself.
Check himself. Yeah. But the reality is, if you look closely, he's about 20. I don't know what the exact slope was there, but it looks like he came up short of the green, and then it just it trickles.
I mean, you see
down.
that pin position. That's deep back left. Greenskeeper should be tarred and feathered.
So, yeah, just a bit shy. This guy, and that's true. He did come up short of that, and I think too it was a sucker pin. It made it look like it's like in the front of the green. So
Yeah.
you're going for the front of the green. I'll tell you what, you see that. That's where course knowledge. How many times have we played courses with guys, and they're like, no matter what it looks like, you got to aim for the back of the screen.
It's like your father at West Hills.
Right.
He knows the course.
He just knows it.
It's like a blueprint in his brain.
Exactly. Here's your comment, Chris, saying greenskeeper should be
There it
tarred
is. It's
and
great.
feathered. That's too
So, guys,
funny.
heartbreak of the week. If you happen to make it on, great. Not something you want to strive for. That was a fun segment.
Tag Golficity in any videos you see that you think should be featured on Heartbreak of the Week. We'll try to add that in. And we'll try to do some good ones, too. We used to do Trick Shot of the Week on
Yes.
Twig.
Well,
we'll try to bring that
Speaking
back,
of
too.
Twig, Pete McCann, sorry if you've covered this already, but is this a replacement for Twig? I missed that show. Pete, yes.
So, yeah, sort of.
I mean-
So basically, now that we see this opportunity, we're back here in studio right now. Believe it or not, I don't know where you are, Pete, but here in New York and New Jersey.
I think he's in Japan.
He's in Japan.
I think that's what he's saying.
Nice. I wonder, yeah. Well, I guess we're a place we got to play someday. 10 degrees here in New Jersey. That's without the wind chill. We actually wanted to go out and play and film today, and we got
Of course,
some snow.
said yes, but they're like, "Are you sure?"
Right.
And we were
well,
like,
then they got the snow on Tuesday, and now there's snow on the ground. So we're going to try to go back out next Friday. But we're here. We're trying to do it. And we one of our favorite things to do each week was Twig, because we're talking golf all day here anyway. We want to be able to talk about some of the stuff that's going on Golficity, some of this trending, golf news are. But the one thing we felt like it was missing was you guys. So we said, let's do it live.
Do it live.
So we're going to do it this way. We're going to try to do this each week, and we'll talk like the stuff we did on Twig. We're going to bring back some of those fun segments. Maybe I'll quiz you in some spots.
Love the quizzes.
But we'll be able to bring you guys in on the show if we do it live. So we're going to try to do this as many Fridays as we can. And, of course, the coffee will be flowing. As
Coffee will be flowing. And I want to give a shout-out to Robert. And I say we cheers Robert for this one. This deserves
Robert.
a cheers. I share your channel with all the golfers I know. Need to get Golficity to 100,000 followers. Thank you.
Yes, I just saw that. Let me put that up here.
Appreciate
Give
that,
some
Robert.
love.
And all the love from all you
I'll
guys.
tell you
Thank
what,
you. Just hanging with us today.
That
Thank you.
will be a day, a very proud moment, if you guys help us one day reach that 100,000 subscriber. And we've got some funny ideas to do when eventually that happens.
Yep, definitely.
Because, we got to stay positive. We know it's going to happen.
And thanks, Jake.
Jake, yes, Jake says,
That's cool.
favorite golf channel. Thank you so much. Awesome to interact with you guys. And that's what we wanted. We wanted a way that we can have you guys interact. And the cool thing is this is live on as many platforms as we can be on, basically everything from Twitter to YouTube and Facebook. So we're trying to be able to bring all your comments in. All right. 100 and you know, Deck says 100K giveaway, LOL. They know what you've been saying, Mike. You've been teasing it.
Oh yeah,
he's still.
We've
the wheels
kind of
are
figured,
turning over
figured
there.
out something too.
The wheels are turning.
It's coming.
All right, so this is another.
Here we go.
Let's do another fun segment. All right, this is our segment that we're gonna call "Making Cuts and Making Bucks."
I love this.
Yes. So there he is. Making cuts, making bucks. So another thing that, you know, you were talking with Michael Breed on SiriusXM about, I'd like to highlight some of the guys that we feel like they're in there, they're in the mix, they're making cuts. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this week, put 30 seconds on the clock. Obviously, round 1 already completed. We saw some incredibly low rounds. Patrick, you're the guy who says you still root for Reed. Reed's still your guy, even though he gets it pretty hard. He gets a lot of hate, but
he's the villain. But as a golfer, he's just exceptionally great.
Yeah,
you know, and I think he's
got
that.
He shot what, 8 under yesterday?
Yeah, he's in the top of the leaderboard, but he's not
ridiculous.
my guy for this week. All right, so let me know when the clock starts.
I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock. Let's get you up here on the screen. We're going to give you 30 seconds. Tell us who's making cuts, who's making bucks this week. Go.
All right, I got Lonto Griffin. He's a fan favorite. He's a friend of the show. T4 after day 1 at Torrey Pines. He's only 2 back off the lead from Reed and someone else who's tied. Guy's a workhorse. I mean, listen to this. He's played in 27 events last year, 9 already this year, 38 total. And guess what? He's made 29 cuts. He's made almost $4 million in earnings over that time. This is our guy. He makes cuts and he makes bucks, baby. Lonto to hold the Torrey Tree statue on Sunday.
Perfect timing with the 30 seconds, too, buddy.
I was born for that stuff.
Not bad. Hey, look, Lonto, friend of the show. We had him on the podcast. It's actually one of our first interviews we had when we went into lockdown.
Yes.
Well, it was like, what, March, April?
I think right in April, yep.
Yeah, and we had him on the show. It's when he first adopted his dog. I've been following that closely. That's a really cool story. Yeah. But, yeah, Lonto, again, like you said, you hit all the high notes there. He's been making cuts each week. He's in the mix. I do not think he's far off from taking a win 1 week. So, no doubt. And, I forgot to add this. We're new to this live thing. There's Lonto right there.
There he is.
I meant to add him to the screen during.
Come on, where's Frank? He's good with that stuff. Get Frank in here.
Trying to produce a show here. All right. So let's talk about mine. I'll throw 30 seconds on the clock, and I'm going to tell you who I'm picking. I've been hot on this kid since the Masters. T2, Cam Smith.
That's your guy.
The number one reason I'm picking him, look at that haircut.
Look at that thing.
That's why I'm picking him.
What is that?
Wow. I'll tell you what, I heard him do an interview about this the other day, and he said some of his rugby friends were all growing out the mullet. So he wanted to bring it to golf. Hey, listen, I love it. It's an opportunity to express yourself a little bit, have a little bit of fun. And I know my timer has run out already, but what I will say is that, T2 at the Masters is the big one for me. Making 7 cuts. He has been pretty much solid. A little bit of a struggle
He's made some bucks
in Hawaii, but he still made the cuts. 7 straight cuts.
Yeah.
Kids making cuts, making bucks. What do you guys think, by the way, of his haircut? I want to say.
Yeah, that's great.
What do you guys think? I'll put it up on the screen one more time. Here's Cam. This is his latest. This is his profile picture on PGAtour.com. He's saying it. Business in the front, man. Party in the back. Let's see here. I'm looking at some of your comments.
Pandemic cut.
God, they come so quickly.
He looks better without the mullet.
Cam looks good with a clean cut. Looks younger. Let's see. Looks like a lockdown haircut. Yeah, it does look like a lockdown haircut.
Country Club Joe Dirt.
Country Club Joe Dirt. Wow.
Oh, that's
Where's
great.
that one? I want to put
Ben Johnson on YouTube. Country Club Joe Dirt.
There he is. Ben. Ben wins the comment of the week. Country Club.
Just saw that movie the other day again on TV.
Looks like a surfer. Hey, I'll tell you what. I don't mind. I know it's a little bit. He's kind of kidding a little bit with some of the mullet. Like I know he's having a little bit of fun. But I kind of like the laid back look. Whatever. I think it looks good.
Yo, Cam. I'll take some.
Yeah. Whatever you're dishing out. Oh God. Let's see. When are you ready? Yeah. Preston says, "When are you ready to kill for that hair?" There you go. So those are our picks. If you guys have some of your own picks that you think this week making cuts, making bucks, make sure you drop them in the comments below. Would love to hear who else you guys got. I think that coverage starts at noon here Eastern, so we're going to be tuning in.
We're going to be throwing that on the screen.
For sure.
A lot of people are talking about merch, Frank, and we could just highlight. You're wearing a new sweatshirt. We guys got some new stuff in the store. Check it out. Thanks. I appreciate that. Appreciate the support.
Yeah, we're testing some new things. I think we're going to make some adjustments with this, but we got some samples in. We did some new logos. Still obviously keeping the main logo, but we want to have fun with it. So we did a couple different things, so stay tuned for that. There you go. There, he's got it on. I'll get him Mike's cam. There he is.
That's the old retro look. And the joggers.
Kagan says just needs the Bush latte for that haircut.
The Bush latte.
Oh, that's too funny. All right. So that's a lot. Anything else that you guys, any other big news that you guys want to cover before we wrap it up today? Make sure you throw them in the comments. This has been a really fun kind of test. I mean,
this is great.
We weren't sure how it was going to go. We said, let's just go live and see. But I tell you what, this is great. I love to get this chance to interact with you guys and read some of your comments and just, share a coffee, if nothing else, virtually, right?
A virtual coffee. I love it. So we'll be back next Friday. That's the plan.
That's the plan. So the plan, actually, believe it or not, is to play golf next Friday. But we're gonna hopefully come in here and do a live. And then first do a coffee and golf. Where's that logo screen for anybody who missed it earlier? I like this thing.
Yeah, put that back on the screen for everyone. There it is. And guys, just now you know we're gonna be popping on about 10 a.m. Eastern on Fridays for this. Get that maybe third cup of coffee ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
what cup of coffee is this?
Yeah.
For
what
everybody?
cup of coffee are you on?
This is my second. I actually started my day with a hot cup of coffee, and then I stop and get this on my way through.
I had that oh no moment when you look over at the Keurig machine and there was no pods left. Oh. So I literally had nothing until about
there you go.
Right here.
All right, and there's so much more, obviously, guys, that we can't cover here. Make sure you check out Golficity.com and the Golficity app. Some great stories on there, some new tech that's been out. Something we could have talked about, we didn't even get a chance to get into. Adam Scott being spotted with that $850 driver shaft.
It was like
you realize
my Bumblebee.
That shaft and head combo is like $1,500.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know he's not paying for it, but I'll tell you what, it's still something.
The Bumblebee shaft was about that.
Yeah, because that was one of the small batch, right?
Yeah, it was exotic. It took like weeks to get in.
Yeah.
Now it's in the sim.
I
love using it in the sim.
For now.
He's
gonna have
I'm bringing it back out
for you guys now.
You'll see it.
All right, cool, guys. So many comments. We can't get to all of them. What we'll try to do is we'll try to hop in after we wrap this up and just answer some of them, typing them in. Lots of great stuff coming really soon. And let's see. Jeremy here says TSI 3 hybrid review. Yeah, so the new TSI hybrids, we just saw them in Dubai. Starting to get out there and some people playing them. We're just waiting for our opportunity to go and get fit. We'll probably work with Kevin Sprecher as we usually do sometime in the next couple months. As soon as the opportunity arises for a fitting, we'll go out, get fit, get you guys our opinion, and you know what we do. Got to do a giveaway.
We got to do a giveaway. Spreck's coming in here soon, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
Sprecker's first appearance.
In studio.
In studio, giving us a lesson. We'll film it. We'll put it out for you guys.
Let's see.
My favorite YouTube golfers, Frank.
I'm your favorite YouTube golfer? Nice. Let's see. Pete McCann asked if you would ever try your current shaft in Bumblebee colors. I wonder if you can even do that. Get your shaft in that color? I don't think
so. I think it just comes in the hazardous black smoke. It's,
Yeah, Frank says, this is talking about Adam Scott. He said, Autoflex shaft, you need an Autoflex wallet.
That's great.
Exactly.
Ever thought about going to play? Wisconsin, Pete Dye. We're going to be coming out to, hopefully, Whistling. Isn't Whistling, Bandon is at Pete Dye, right? Am I wrong about that? Is Bandon
Straits
is in Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Bandon's out in Oregon. Sorry.
It's a Pete Dye course?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a Pete Dye course.
Okay.
Yeah. But all right, guys, again, thanks. Everybody who hopped in the comments, we'll be back next Friday. Of course, we're going to be talking about whatever topics come up. Next Friday, too, waste management, right? So we'll have a lot to talk about.
Do we break out those things again?
Oh, my God. Remember that, Twig, the beer helmets? Which, by the way, I want to mention this about waste management. What is I know they said an announcement is coming probably within the next 24 hours.
Regarding fans?
Regarding fans.
Mm-hmm.
But what are they going to do out there? I haven't seen any shots or photos. Did they put up the stadium seating?
Well, Jake said he's going to be there. Cheers, I will be there. So I mean, that's might be an answer to your question.
All right. Well, do you
Jake,
know?
what do you know,
Did
Jake?
they put up the the stadium seating this year or not? And I think that maybe if they have limited capacity, but why put all that up if you can't? Hey, Ruben says, hitting the links today in Scottsdale. Hey, you're right there.
There you go.
It's awesome.
Ruben, are you going to the Waste Management?
Right. So I think we talked with Eric Benzenberg, who's one of the writers on the site, and he said the speculation was going to be the capacity was going to be 5,000. And I think that stadium seating holds 17,000. So it might be a lot like the football games we're watching where, they're just kind of spaced out, but there is a crowd. Either way, it'd be interesting. You're not. It's like everything. It's not going to be normal. You're not going to have people standing there at the gate at 3 a.m. waiting to push their way in.
Yeah, definitely not. Not yet. 2022.
Here, we still get the coffee. Austin says Dunkin' is better than Starbucks. Just saying. Hey, we had our little debate earlier.
Yeah, Jake thinks.
I said I'll take either one.
Yeah, exactly. Jake says, I think as far as the grandstands, you have to sit in the stands all spaced out. So there you go.
Spaced out. Okay. So, I mean, it'll be cool to still see the stadium and just obviously won't be as loud. But who knows? But either way, next week obviously is the Waste Management. So we'll be talking about that. That's always a fun one. And you know what is kind of funny? One thing that I always found interesting is when the few times we traveled overseas, asking around a lot of people who are viewing the PGA Tour from the UK in that area. Maybe it's just a sample set of the people I spoke with, but so many of them said like they're kind of one of their dream events to come to, because we ask and it's like, oh, everyone says the Masters and stuff like that, but it's the Waste Management.
The Waste Management, right.
I think it's just because I don't think there are any events like that on the European Tour. You don't get to see that type of thing.
It's like Ryder Cup atmosphere. That's really the only time they get to experience it. Let me just answer this question because it keeps coming in. Jets or Giants home teams? I think we're Yankees and Giants guys.
Yeah,
to be honest with you. Yeah.
Well, yep.
That keeps coming in. So
which it's been a difficult. It doesn't matter if you go Jets or Giants. It was a difficult year for you this year. Either way, my sister-in-law is a big Buffalo Bills fan.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never rooted for them in my
now?
life, but we were kind of trying to root for them a little bit. But I tell you what,
hope she's all right.
It's kind of like I'm not particularly a fan of either team, but it's kind of the matchup I wanted to see in the Super Bowl.
I know.
I mean,
what, the Bills and the
No, we're
the matchup you have now.
Yeah, the matchup we're gonna have now.
All right.
I mean, come on,
Brady.
You
guys think Brady wins or what?
I tell you what, the
Gotta have
Hall
respect,
of Fame
though.
veteran, the young gun. I mean,
Who's a better golfer, Mahomes or Brady?
now that I want to see. That should be the match.
Because they both golf.
Yeah, because we were at Top Golf in Florida 2 years ago when Mahomes was there.
That's right.
And he was just
Pretty good
ripping
swing.
drivers.
Yep.
So
I don't think Brady. I think Mahomes probably better. But that's that.
I'll tell you, Brady. Remember that hole out? He was struggling from the match, and then he made that hole out. So
well, hey, we'll talk about. I'm sure we're going to talk Super Bowl again next Friday.
I'm sure we will, and I want to see that. Comment your pick. Forget the Super Bowl. Who's the better golfer?
Yep.
Brady or Mahomes? Who do you think would win in a straight up match between those two guys?
That's great. I saw an article. I think Golf Digest covered that. They broke down both their games.
Did
something.
they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's smart.
It's smart. Justin, real quick, if you want to play in Connecticut, look me up. Play my course, guys. We appreciate all of these invites, and if you're in the surrounding area and you want us to come check out your course and we could fit in the area, email us. We live right here in New York, New Jersey. Webmaster@golficity.com, and let's start a dialogue. Maybe we can come play with you.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, we had kind of like we had a live podcast that we did towards the end of last year in Connecticut, and we had a number of people mention the same type of thing about playing in Connecticut, and it's something we've got to do. So I'm sure we'll be making our way out there this summer because we've covered so many of those New York and New Jersey courses. The nice thing is we're blessed with so much great golf in this area, but there's so much great golf in Connecticut that we haven't had a chance to cover. So we'll be out there for sure.
Austin wants us to play the 1,000-yard par 7 in South Korea. You want to take a flight or not?
I would pay double just to be able to sit in an airplane at this point.
I know.
It's been a full year since we have flown anywhere, and we're so close. Pioneer's trip is booked. We'll be traveling again real soon. We just got to make sure we do it safely. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Coffee and golf. Enjoy the rest of your coffee if you've got one in front of you. And we'll be back again next Friday. In the meantime, stay tuned to Golficity and all of the channels because we'll be bringing you guys a lot more content. We did a fun little challenge that we did at the range
Yep.
out in the cold the other day that we filmed. That'll be out. We've got some course vlogs that still haven't had a chance to get out from last year because we've been so busy. You're going to see those on the channel real soon. And as you said, some guest appearances, Kevin Sprecher, some other people. So we're excited for that. And we're excited to do this segment. Hopefully be able to do this every Friday with you guys talking trending golf news. Just let us know in the comments what you guys want us to talk about. We'll see everybody again next week, right?
And little John Daly, I'm coming for you.
It's coming for you. Good luck.